it's your buddy Peace and Harmony with you here today. Zooming in again on the concept of the false self in the narcissist personality disorder, particularly as it affects the covert narcissist. I know there's a lot of confusion on the existence of the covert narcissist, so I want to explore that a little bit with you here today. The covert narcissist has been described as the closet narcissist, the shy narcissist, the aloof and unassuming narcissist, the one who isn't openly, the show-off, the showboat, the showstopper, the center of attention, the one who kind of, slides through, who glides through, really in a very quiet, sort of dismissive manner. Yet they are distinguished from someone who is an introvert in a number of different ways. An introvert means someone who's very much to themselves. Think of like a bookworm, someone who doesn't really go out with a lot of people. Someone who's very quiet, very to themselves, is considered introversion. Then we have another personality quality called extraversion. Someone who does like to go out, likes to go out and express their feelings. Someone who likes to go out with people. They're not as afraid to discuss things. You kind of know where they're coming from because they're extroverted. So an introvert is different from a covert narcissist in one particular way. The introvert generally is coming from more of a meek, humble perspective, where the covert narcissist is really hiding an internal sense or feeling of superiority. So the introvert, they might be willing to share their knowledge with you. They might be well studied, well read, well traveled, but they're open to sharing with you, and not really in a sort of critical, condescending manner. They just want to share with you because you might find it interesting, and then you can develop a rapport that way. Now, the covert narcissist is someone who is generally a very strong observer, but not a very good listener. Whereas the introvert, by virtue of doing a lot of their own, reading, work, and things of this nature, they're generally good listeners, so they get where you're coming from. They're able to, have a sort of rapport and go back and forth. Where the narcissist, the covert narcissist, because they're high, the shell, the facade, the mask, if you will, is a cloak of quietness. So the cloak of quietness is their mask. So it's not just the strong and silent type. They're actually putting this mask on for a reason, for a purpose. It's not just because they want to be quiet. They're doing it as a way to control and manipulate others, which is very sad. I mean, I think the whole situation is terrible because it's so hurtful to a lot of people. But the covert narcissist is extremely selfish in this respect. So in other words, selfish meaning they're only concerned with their needs. They are really acting with disregard, with dismissiveness of another's needs. So disregarding your needs. In other words, a simple hello, a simple how are you? How is your day today? How is your school today? How is your work today? How is the house? Anything happened today? Rather than them kind of like checking in, they just kind of skip over that whole, acknowledgement of you sort of situation. So they are able to dismiss another's needs, and it becomes very serious when this dismissing of needs goes on to really kind of colossal levels. The covert narcissist father who does not acknowledge their children, who does not guide their children, who neglects their children through a myriad of ways, from neglecting communication, neglecting affection, neglecting of guidance, neglecting of helping them process, neglecting of helping them communicate, neglecting of just being there. For example, having the children eat alone all the time, not offering them parental guidance, not offering them parental supervision, remaining aloof, cold, distant, and shut down more or less. And the children oftentimes, think that they have done something wrong to treat and, warrant this behavior, or the spouse also tends to feel that they have done something wrong, they are inadequate to deserve this type of behavior, which is like a quiet hostility. And so what ends up occurring then is there's a deficit and a fear and a guilt and sort of a low self-esteem that starts to be created in those people, the targets within those people in the environment. So they begin to feel less than. They begin to feel a quiet sort of sense of, fear, a pervasive sense of fear, a pervasive sense of obligation, a pervasive sense of guilt, where then their lives, rather than being self-directed to fulfilling their own, stages of development, their own progress in life, their own evolution, the victim is now serving as a source of inadvertent supply because of this fear, because of this sense of guilt that is created and permeated in the environment, because of this sense of obligation. The spouse, the child, then has to act as a way to constantly see what the narcissist needs. What is it that you need? What can we do to help you? What can we do to help you come out of your shell? Sort of, motivation. What can we do to help things be better for you? You're so quiet. It seems like something is not right. Are you scorning us? Are you shunning us? What is going on here? And so the covert narcissist really abuses by a sort of subtle disappointment, a subtle sort of shunning, a scorning of others without it being verbal. So then the victims in the environment are left questioning, wondering, gaslighted and depersonalized, wondering, what did I do wrong to deserve this treatment? What am I missing? In other words, there's such an abuse that takes place where the child is, or the spouse is feeling that they're missing something internally through this sort of covert narcissist abuse by a very smug sort of quietness. So this is really how the covert narcissist abuses, and we're going to look more in depth in this in future videos. But I hope this helps clarify, and I hope this helps. Peace and harmony with you today. Please do help those in need, and please share and subscribe for more great tools, videos, discussion, and support.